Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Canadian Retro. I know it's been a long time, especially with these Windows 98 things. I started this like over a year ago and I really have not made that much progress in it. The reason why was my garage was filled with stuff to a point where I couldn't even get to my work table to work on it. And that was kind of the problem. And the stuff that was in here was all sort of furniture and things for my backyard. And we had to kind of wait for the backyard to be done before we could put it out there. So it was all just sitting in here occupying space. I couldn't do a thing about it because there was no space in here. Just this last weekend, I went through my entire garage. I got rid of a bunch of stuff out of here, as well as we already built the furniture at the start of the summer. So long story short, this was a mess in here. I've cleaned it up completely. I got all my PCs that I've sort of found over a long period of time here on the shelf, and we're going to kind of go through it. So given that amount of time, I've actually picked up a number of computers, which you're seeing part of that right now. And also the project PC, which is over here on the table. I'm still going to work on that computer, but I have other plans because I've found more appropriate Windows 98 computers that I think would work out and be a little bit better. That HP Media Center PC, I am going to complete that first. I am going to put a bunch of RAM in it, basically put it all back together and get Windows XP on that particular system. The ones that are particularly of interest to me here are sort of stacked up along here. Those are the ones that really sort of intrigue me for doing this project. The other ones are sort of parts machines, so I'm probably going to pilfer a lot of things for parts, but if you see something that interests you as far as these computers, let me know. I'm not going to go like crazy through them, but I might point out a few kind of interesting things about it just to give you a little bit of update of the direction that I'm going. So these first few ones over here, these are Pentium 3 computers right here. This one interests me only because the board that's in it. It's mostly gutted. I mean, the power supply is in there, but I think that one's mostly gutted. But what does interest me about that particular computer is the board that's in it, except for it looks like it's going to need like a recapping and stuff like that. Also, I'm somewhat interested in the case because I don't want sort of like a generic like Dell case or HP case or whatever. This one seems kind of interesting. It says Hobbybox Perfect PC on it, but it is a Pentium 3 and I believe the chip's in there and everything. So that's sort of a place to start. This computer right here only interests me in the sense that I don't even know what comprises this computer. I have not opened it up. So it kind of has a little bit of interest to me. It also has a bunch of periphery cards in it and things like that I haven't even really looked through, to be honest. This Dell Dimension is also a Pentium 3 computer, so this kind of interests me as well. And it is this sort of form factor that I really am interested in. I think this might have a proprietary power supply, so that could be an issue with this. But, you know, it does have drives, it does have RAM, it does have, you know, different parts and things. So again, if I have to part it out, I can. And that's sort of where I'm going with it. Again, this is another PC that interests me only because I don't know what's in it, because there's no badging on it or anything like that. So I have to go through it. There is a disc in here that says RAID on it. It also says Corel Draw 5. So I don't know. But you know, that was in there, so hopefully that protected the drive a little bit. Moving down the line, you just got some pretty generic things here, like you know, this is also, this one's also a Pentium 3, so again, that does gather a little more interest. The other one was sort of built more for XP, although this one could be too as well, but this is an HP computer. It's a Pavilion 7940, so 7940. So it does interest me, and usable bits. So I kind of organize these in this way just to help me with sort of area of interest. These two right here are HP workstations, so that's kind of interesting. And they're identical, so hopefully I can get something working between the two of those. I'll probably take some computers to like game shows when I get things working on them and see what works and what doesn't work. and then parting things out. And I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of these cases because I can't take it all. As you can see, it's taking up a lot of shelf space here, so I'm going to be sort of amalgamating and making the best of what I've got, using the RAM I've got, using the components I have, and so on and so forth, to make a couple of really good computers, and then obviously, like I said, to send other ones out, and sell them after setting them up and everything. Moving right along here, we've got this one right here, which is just says Pentium 4. It's compact. I'm not sure anything else about this particular computer, but just again, it just kind of interests me when I saw it thrifting, and so that's the way it goes. And some of these came from deals I made, or most of them came from thrift shops though, so that's what's going on there. There's another computer that I have interest in, because again, I don't know what exactly is inside of it. From the era case, it's probably either XP or like Pentium 3 kind of era. It does have a fairly fast compact disc drive in it, so that might be an indication of something. But you can see there's also a DVD drive in it, and an extra like DVD drive or rewritable in there as well. So I'm assuming this is probably like XP era. Had lots of drives, and I don't know if this is the one, but there's one of these ones that I've shown you here that has a ton of periphery cards in the back, so that's what really intrigued me about that. This compact HP P4, I basically just bought this for the RAM that's inside of it, I'm pretty sure. Again, this is another computer that interests me that's sitting next to it. It's unbranded. It has a DVD rewritable in it, which doesn't look like it sort of came with that, because it's like a different coloring and everything and branding, but it's pretty gross and needs to be cleaned up. But again, that kind of interests me because I don't know exactly what's in it. Moving here, you got a Dell Dimension 5100, so just missing one drive, but of course I've got tons and tons of drives here. Again, it's a P4 machine. Again, this is probably going to get these are like, I'll put it together like XP machines. Then you've got another Dell over here. This one is Optiplex. What's that one? GX 280. Again, don't know a ton about these different Dells, and they all kind of look the same. And you can see I've got a bunch of the different ones up here. These are Dimension ones. And again, these are all like P4 XP kind of machines. There's another one there that's a 3000. So this is a 4600. This one's also 4600. That's over here and here. This one's the 3000. So I'm gonna have to go through and probably get like the best of what's going on here. Probably the 4600 series one. Get it kind of going and using the parts from those to make that happen. Because some of them are a little nasty, probably have some parts that don't work, and that's that. Up there is a compact Pizarro. That one's probably, I don't know, too newish. Some guy just kind of threw that in with computers that I was buying off of them, and he was like, I'll throw that in for $10, and I said, I don't really want it, but he threw it in anyway, so it's just sitting up there. This one's also I think a Vista machine as well, this Dell. I'm not really sure. I'd have to double check that, but that's what some of these upcoming videos are going to be about as far as this journey goes, is going through these, ripping these apart, see what's in them. Some are missing this and that. Some don't have hard drives, some do. There's just like, some don't have RAM, some do, and some have way too much RAM, and I don't know, there's lots going on with it. And then finally, there's another HP Media Center, a different generation of one right here, but nonetheless pretty cool. Has like a card reader kind of thing in it. I don't know if you can get that working with 98. It's possible. I'm not really 100%. I doubt that you can, but you never know. But yeah, again, just like a parts machine, getting different types of RAM out of things, and that's pretty much it. So that's the update of the computers that I have sort of available that I'm working with. And like I said, a lot of these are going to end up getting scrapped. I'm going to fix what I can. I'm going to sort of get rid of a lot of the cases and things, probably keep the parts that I want. One of the computers I did miss, because I was kind of going through here, was this guy right here, which is just totally a parts machine. It's just like a Pentium 4 Dell. It's another Optiplex GX 270. So just like the small form factor kind of thing. I think this is just for a matter of like getting some RAM, possibly. I'm not sure. I'll have to go through everything and kind of prioritize what I'm doing. But first, obviously, is going to be that project right there. I'm going to finish that up. Then I'm going to probably move on to Windows 98 on one of these, Pentium 3s, and see what these ones that don't have any badging, if they are a Pentium 3 or not. I don't see anything that's probably older. I don't think there's like a Pentium 2 here. I think it's all Pentium 3 and up. So that's what I'm going to be working with. This is just from like thrifting and finding stuff, and that's sort of where I'm going with it. That's everything I got for you this time around. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I'll see you all later.